Yo, what's up, everybody? So I kind of want to get deep into energy and like how to like fill yourself up and grounding in a sense and like really good tricks. And so one of them is where I say it's called like crisscross applesauce. So what do I mean by that? I mean like so like when your foot's sitting like this. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. When your foot's sitting like this, you put your hand right here, and you do that at the same time where I put it on the ground. And then you'll breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you're gonna literally start getting these tingling sensations. I call it the tingles, almost like if anyone ever like of y'all have ever like sat on one of your body parts and like it fell asleep, and you like after the blood starts rushing there to there, it starts getting like that major tingling sensation. Well, it's kind of like that, but a lot lighter. It's more like a light tinglies, and they fill up your hands and your feet, and it'll go up. If you do it for like 15 to 20 seconds, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth while doing that, you should start feeling it rise up to almost to your elbows. If you do about for a minute and a half, you should almost feel it going up your arms and going towards your chest area. And the longer you do it, the more you ground out, and that's how you naturally ground. But a lot of times people don't realize that when you're outside and on the concrete, it's actually draining your energy. And the reason why I scientifically prove it, so like if you leave your battery, then you learn this if you do like construction or it's pretty much construction or any of the technology that deals with like even when you're building a computer, you have to make sure you're grounded out correctly or it can fry the system. Okay, and what happens is like your battery drill, you have the bottom part of the battery and it's sitting on the concrete, and what it's doing is it's sucking out your energy. And concrete's like a dead energy. It's like dead to rights, okay? And it absorbs that energy and transfers it. But you don't get the back, the positive back, which means like, you know, like if you were to be grounding outside near the woods or just on some good grass with some good life, your body grounds a lot better. And what I mean by that is like people who are on the concrete a lot tend to have lower back pains. And why is that? Because their body's trying to pull up dead energy. Like they're trying to pull this back up. And what's happening is it's like absorbing into their spine, which is solidifying it. So making you solid, because this is a solid object, like a super solid. And it's dead energy. So it's dead energy. Hence why, like, you know, they tell us not to go near cemeteries, because if you breathe in that dead energy, it can affect your lungs. So, and this is like the importance of these things, of why to pay attention to where you're at and what's going on around you, and how to like bring your energy up. And my trick is also is like if I'm stuck in a lot of concrete and I don't get chances, because like, you know, I work 4 or 5 days out of the week and 12-hour shifts. So like even on my 5th day or 6th day, I'm sleeping in all day. I'm sleeping. So, you know, I just don't have a chance to go get myself recuperated. And so at that time, I've learned to bypass things, which means like this is all matter, which means you can like in the spiritual world, you can like open it up and create like a open portal that connects you to the ground. And that's how I ground out and get myself really well grounded. Now to get really deep is I imagine like there's different people don't realize as above, so below. You're like the plant. So it means like my feet are like the tree trunk, the bottom part of it in a sense. My legs are like the roots, but your body has spiritual roots, and you got to be able to dig your spiritual roots deep down into the earth. And that's just one root. So like you have your root chakra, you have the earth chakra, and your earth chakra is your below root chakra. Because so you have like root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, all that going up. You also have the same. So like as above, so below. So it means like if you want to grow to be a big tree, you got to make sure you grow some big roots. So you got to go past earth, and you got to understand like there's thousands of earths. So earths are like our roots, okay? It's where we can dive in, but there's thousands, maybe millions, maybe even billions of earths out there, okay? Different earths that you came from, your DNA has inside of you. And you got to make sure you reach your energy, your roots, your spiritual roots all the way through earth. Like you grab some roots and you use some roots as they're going down, and you wrap around the core of the planet and spread your roots throughout the planet. So you get good flow of energy. Then you go past the planet, and then you go deeper and down further, and you reach out to other earths and you connect to those earths. And then you end up like absorbing those energies and bringing them into your body, and your body has a good flow. It helps you regulate, and then you can always just tap into it. at any time. As long as you're paying attention, you pay attention. So if I'm paying attention to walk around and tell you guys this, then I'm paying that attention to teach. But I'm also learning, because like sometimes when you're teaching, you gain like little bits of knowledge. So it's good to it's one thing to learn something. It's also good to teach it once you learn it, because it helps like solidify it in your brain, in your soul, So so that's one of the things how I learn. So as above, so below. So I got to dig my roots down so I can grow really high up. And as you're growing high up, you start rising up to connecting to the other energies. Like you can go up first. Like a lot of people don't realize you can actually build yourself up. But if you don't build yourself down, then your tree's going to fall over. You're going to fall a lot. You have to dig your roots deep so you become strong spiritually. So you can grow strong upwardly. So if you want to reach to heaven, you got to reach down all the way past hell. That's the real trick to it. And then hell is just not there. Hell's actually a mindset. So it means like I can be in heaven or hell. It just depends how I'm letting my mind be. And I just rather be in heaven. And that's because I keep my mind in a positive mindset. More of a neutral. Like I stay in neutral and positive things come out. But if I sit there and just sit on negative things grow. It's like, what are you growing, right? I'm going to grow positive trees. I'm going to grow neutral trees. They're going to benefit me and they can benefit people because my energy radiates now. So when people are in my energy, they feel more calmer. They feel more blessed because the energies I've connected to and what I have them doing and how they're working. So like they can be a blessing to me. But like say if you're a negative person and you come in, it can bless you in a sense that because you're around me. But the moment you step out of sight of my field, my energy, the moment you start suffering again. But you could actually suffer more consequences because sometimes, like for me personally, I work really hard. I mean, like I bust ass. Like I could go out there and mop on most dudes that be working these hard jobs and think they're doing something. Then I show them because a lot of these guys nowadays, they're raised to complain and act and like, this job sucks, and I'm like, bro, like, you don't know. You don't really know. Like, I bet you if you went back to your parents' time, maybe even your grandparents' time, dude, you guys your family would beat you senseless because of how shitty of a worker you are now. Because in this time period, everybody's allowed to be like kind of like wussies and complain about everything instead of just doing what your job is. No, I'm wrong. Like there's a difference between like being like people just using you and you doing your job. You know what I mean? If you do your job, you're doing your job. And so like I'll come in and I'm working, I'm busting ass, making this guy who was struggling, they were talking about firing him, and I'm busting ass making him look good. And guess what? Now he's looking good. So he's taking advantage because he's eating off of my plate. Because my plate is looking delicious because I'm doing that great of a job. And guess what? He starts trying to make big demands and they're coming to me. I'm like, I did just show him how. So why don't you separate me and him and you give me another guy and I'll still make this happen. And let's see if he makes what I was doing with him happen with the other guy. Let's see if he's got what it takes. And then they separate him and now he's looking like shit and he's trying to complain. And they're like, well, nah, because Paul just was doing good and you guys were doing this when you were working with him. Why can't you do that? And he's like, well, this dude, And really it's just like, I just knew how to manage my time well. I knew how to, like, I'll do this and then I'll knock this out and then I'm gonna knock this out. I come up with a game plan and I think very thoroughly. And I don't just think about like 10 steps ahead of me. I'm thinking about like the whole damn property I have to do. So I'm thinking like, what's the best way? How's the best way to move and flow? And so like I can move my truck without having to move too much and get off this mulch as much as I can. And how do I do it? Do I want 2 wheelbarrows? Do I want 3 wheelbarrows? Do I want 4 wheelbarrows? How fast can I shovel? Like all these things make the difference, And so that's kind of like how I go about my job and that's kind of how it is with spirituality is like, like if you're really building yourself up and growing and doing your part, you should be a blessing to people in anything you do technically in that form. And those people you should want them to be blessed off you. You want people to do well, but don't ever get it twisted. Like if you step into my energy, don't forget that the moment you step out of my energy, you ain't going to have that benefit no more, which means you won't get that blessing. I'm raining blessings 24/7. And if you want that, then you got to be a player. If you want to stay a player. But if not, then go back to being an NPC because I don't have time for that because I'm the real player in the game. I'm the main character. That's how I view the world is like I'm the main character. I'm the protagonist of my story. And I'm not no side character of somebody else's story. You're following my story, Like that's how you got to have it in your mindset when you're dealing with people while you're out here working, while you're out here doing your job, while you're out here saving people or whatever you're doing in your life that when you walk through that room, you're the main character of your story. Like you're the main guy and you have to get that in your mind. You have to believe it. Like dare you to try me, because I'll show you who I really am. And even my spirits will show you who I really am. And even if you try to do something behind my back, my spirits are making moves so you can't touch me. Because you're going to try and it's going to bounce right back off you. Now I'm like, boom. Now you dead to the ground, bro, because you thought you were going to walk over me. But guess what? The universe has walked over you because you don't mess with me. Just like that's how my spirits view it too. They protect you, and that's how they view it. It means like when they disrespect, you gotta understand, like when people are being disrespectful to you, they're also being disrespectful to your higher self. And your higher self pays attention to those things, which means that's why I'm always like, remove the people that don't need to be in my life. Because I'd rather be around people that are good and loving and kind for me than to be around people that are horrible and hateful and they're destructive and they're just trying to use you to take everything that's yours. So pay attention. Make sure you use your words wisely. Make sure you make your actions and they're being moved wisely. Everything you do is a choice that you get to make. And if you're gonna win in this world, if you're gonna come out on top, you have to walk like you're on top already. You have to walk like you're the one who's the star. Like people need to put you on the podium and treat you with like you're the blessing. Like you're the one that they've always wanted. You're the sun that shines light on everybody and gives them warmth instead of them being freezing cold and out in the gutters. That's the mindset you gotta have. Now don't get me wrong, like I don't sit here and be like I'm better than you, but I also say don't fuck with me either. You know what I mean? Because I'll show you I'm better than you. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? So I hope this helps everybody. I just wanted to get video out there for the day. And by the way, Facebook somehow restricted me of liking people's stuff for some reason that I have no idea. It won't even show me why I'm restricted for 24 hours. But I got restricted, guys, for everything I'd be talking about. So later.